This is Rachel from Live One Pilates, and I'm here to do a quick 25-minute postnatal workout for you today. I am 6 weeks postpartum this week, and so I'm going to show you some of the exercises that I've been working on, some of them that I've been working on since 1 week post-birth, and exercises that I'm going to continue to do as the months progress, the weeks and the months progress past giving birth, to help strengthen my abdominals safely and to start getting back into my Pilates practice, and to also keep me strong for carrying around my baby, all the baby gear, and even her older sister, who is a toddler, which we have all those things in our lives that we need to be strong for. I should also explain that I did have a vaginal delivery, so this is not something I'd recommend necessarily for someone who had a C-section. I did have a C-section for my first child, so I'll be happy to share some C-section safe videos as well, but just giving you an idea that I had no complications in a traditional vaginal birth. So that's where I'm at with this particular workout. So we'll go ahead and get started. If you have these available, let's have props. So I have a small fitness ball that I'm going to be using today. This is a ball by Marathew, which is the stock company, and it's 25 centimeters or 10 inches, just to give you an idea. Got a little bit of give, perfect to use during this workout. And I'm also going to be using a pair of hand weights. These are 2 pounds. All right, so I'm going to begin lying on my back. And I'm going to have my fitness ball nearby. And we're going to start with some deep abdominal breathing. So just find a comfortable position lying on your back with your knees bent, feet flat. And just take a few breaths on your own without any thought or engagement. Just feeling that deep inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And on the next exhale, we'll let that belly fill with air with the inhale. And exhale, let's hug that belly button to your spine. Inhale, let that belly rise. Exhale, sink your belly button to the spine. And as you're breathing, I want you to start to engage that pelvic floor. So you may have heard your doctor say at the 6-week checkup, time to start doing Kegels, start doing those pelvic floor exercises. If you don't know what a Kegel is, it's stopping those muscles used to stop the flow of pee. And actually, it's not just stopping the flow of pee. I've had some physical therapists say it's also like holding in a fart. I like that because the pelvic floor is not just about your pubic bone or the front part of that pelvic floor area. It's 360 degrees. So if you're thinking about also holding in the fart, then you're getting the back end of that pelvic floor as well. So when you inhale, let everything relax. And when you exhale, I want you to think about that drawing of the pelvic floor. So simultaneously holding in that fart and stopping the flow of pee. And it's a gentle drawing in and up as you sink the belly down. And then when you inhale, let everything relax. If it's helpful, I think about a parachute floating up through my torso. And then when I exhale, that parachute floats down. If I were sitting upright, then this would be the earth, and then this would be the sky. Exhale, drawing the pelvic floor up, sinking the belly button down. Inhale, sending it away and releasing those muscles. Let's add some pelvic rocking to intensify that. So you're going to exhale, draw that pelvic floor up. You're going to melt that waistband down, and then inhale, sending it away, and allow that pelvis to tilt forward. So we have an exaggerated arch. Exhale, inhale. So this should feel nice, like a gentle movement on the pelvis, which has sustained some trauma, right, for giving birth, if you've given a vaginal birth. So we want to be really gentle here and deepening that sinking of the belly button to the spine when you're able to gently press the low back down to the mat. One more time. And then inhale, send that pelvis away. So let's take a moment and find a position in neutral spine. So for me, I have not that much space, but there's a tiny sliver of space behind my low back, and I'm able to feel my abs engaged. For some of you, you might actually end up pushing that back down to feel those abs. Others, there might be a space. Just find what works for you and that pelvis is nice and long. I'm actually going to grab my ball, and I'm going to place it between my hands here. And you want to actually push the palms into the ball to activate your core. So let's exhale, press the palms, draw belly button to spine, inhale, release. Exhale, push palms into the ball, draw pelvic floor up, inhale, release. 2 more. Inhale, release. 1 more. And release. We'll add marching. So exhale, draw that pelvic floor up, belly button to spine, push into that ball. We're going to march this leg. Inhale, lower. And exhale. And inhale. So notice my leg isn't going very high. You want to pretend like you have no leg muscles. So my thigh is pretty lax here. I'm not using my leg muscles to march. I'm trying to let go of those muscles. You'll notice not even my foot's just kind of dangling here in an effort to make it come from here. So we're going to squeeze that ball, march and lower. It might be helpful to imagine that the legs are super heavy to achieve this engagement. So we should be feeling some stuff going on here. One more set. Last set. Okay. Organize the feet for bridging. Press into your feet, press into the ball. Let's peel the pelvis and spine off the mat. So you're pressing into all 4 corners of the feet. Heels are hugging back to activate the hamstrings and glutes, and we lower down, upper back, middle back, lower back, and release. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze that ball, press into the feet, peeling pelvis and spine up off the mat. And then lowering down, upper back, middle back, lower back, releasing down. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze that ball, press into your feet, hug those heels back. And exhale. Let's add something. So we'll press into that ball, we press up into the bridge, and we're going to take the arms up overhead. So we get this really luxurious stretch, and we're going to keep it there as you roll down. And then bring that ball back. We press into the feet, peel pelvis and spine up off the mat. Take the arms overhead. Heels are hugging back. We're rolling down, upper back, middle back, lower back, and bringing the ball back. 2 more times. Enjoying the stretch on the upper body as you roll down and back with those hands. 1 more time. Pushing into those hands, pushing into the feet. And rolling down, upper back, middle back, lower back. And then bringing that ball back up. All right. So we'll set that ball aside and we'll bring those legs into tabletop. Find your tabletop where you can activate those abs and keep your back in a position where it's safe and it's not straining or pulling. I'm just going to do some tiny work here, sending the legs away and then bringing it back. I'm going to settle those ribs in this time. Focusing on keeping that belly button to spine as best I can. And you'll notice this isn't a big movement, but I'm feeling a ton of core work here. We want to work the core safely since it has done a lot of stretching to accommodate that baby. So I'm focusing on a lot of transverse abdominis work in combination with that pelvic floor. We're going to pause here and let's intensify that work. Take your right hand and place it to the left thigh. Let's actively push that thigh into your hands. You should feel those abs firing up. Let's release. Other hand presses to that right thigh. Let's exhale. Draw pelvic floor in. Inhale, release. Exhale. And everything relaxes. Exhale, belly to spine, pelvic floor floating up. One more time each side. And we'll let it rest. That was a lot of work for me, just maintaining the position of tabletop. As you get stronger, you can start going into the toe taps, single, double leg, and all of that. But for now, just holding that position is plenty of core work for me. I'm going to go into dying bug, which is another great way to strengthen that core while not going into a crunch. We want to avoid that at this point. We're still working safe abdominals. We're not quite ready to work that crunch, especially if you've had any abdominal separation. Let's bring the right leg up and the left arm up. We're going to send that arm and leg away as you sink your belly down. Try to keep that belly down. Exhale to bring it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Reach. And in. Let's do 4 more, focusing on sinking the belly down. And 3. 2. 1. We'll place that foot down, arm down. We'll bring the left leg up, right arm up. Opposite arm and leg, and then sink that belly down. So you'll notice a theme. There's a lot of hugging the belly to the spine and drawing that pelvic floor up every time you exhale, and then letting things relax on the inhale. We want to make sure that we're not squeezing the entire time to allow the muscles to correctly engage and then relax. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. All right, place that foot down. So I'm going to come up to a seated position. I'm still doing my safe transition, so that's rolling to the side and then using my arm to push myself up. That's so I avoid any straining in trying to sit up straight on. As my abs get stronger, then I'll be able to roll up to a seated position. Grab your small ball. Place it behind your back. So we'll sit up tall. We have those feet flat, legs are, knees are bent. The further the legs are away from you, the easier this will be. The closer that they are, the more difficult it'll be. So I have my legs further away. My legs are kind of long, so that works for me. We'll have that ball there. We'll inhale, exhale. Let's roll back. My ball tends to roll away, so you feel free to adjust. So we'll find that position. So I'm in the C curve. I'm in a supported C curve, which again is working the abdominals safely. So my back, I'm releasing into that ball, and my abs are already working. From here, flip your palms down. Let's float the arms up And exhale, press. Inhale, exhale, press. I don't know if you can see it, I'm shaking. And press, and up, and press. Let's do 4 more. So as my abs are working, I'm trying to consciously release my back into the ball. 2 more, and press. 1 more, and press. You can use your abdominals to roll up or bring the hands behind the thighs to resituate. Let's roll back down. We're going to work on those obliques. Arms reach forward, rolling back. Hopefully the ball is there to meet you. Just the right arm out to the side and in. Again, exhale. See if you can do this without moving anything else. 2 more. Last one. Let's go right away, other arm. Keeping the pelvis still, abs working. Make sure your head and neck are balanced, chin level, so that we're not putting any strain by looking up. Last one. And coming back up. So now that those abs are awake, we're going to go into a modified hundreds position. So I love doing hundreds with the ball from a seated position. You can still get that abdominal work, contracting the abs with a percussive exhale, but it's still in a safe position because we're not yet in that ab curl position. So once again, we'll roll back, find that support of the low back melting into the ball. Reach the arms forward, make sure that the arms are connected to the back, and let's start pumping. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and help yourself up. Good. So again, I was feeling those abs shaking, but in a good way, focusing on hugging that belly in with that percussive breath. We'll take that ball away, and let's roll down again onto our backs to work on our single leg circles. You'll notice that I use my hands behind my thighs to help control that roll down. As I get stronger through my abs, I'll be taking my hands away. If you're already there, great, go for it. Let's extend the left leg long on the mat and extend the right leg up to the ceiling. Hold on behind that leg. So I don't know about you, but I'm quite tight through my hamstrings as I was being very careful about my stretching towards the end of my pregnancy because of the hormone relaxin. I didn't want to stress my joints too much with excessive stretching. So I'm working on getting that back. Let's leave the leg there. Arms are going to press down by your sides, and we'll draw that belly to the spine again. So again, that hugging of the belly to the spine. If your hamstrings are super tight, feel free to soften at that knee. You just want to feel this leg bone, this thigh bone just sinking into the pelvis. Let's do our circles. Across, down, around, and up. One more. Reverse it. Try to keep those hips still. One more time. I'm going to give myself one more stretch and repeat with the other leg. So So you'll notice that my other leg, I keep it straight and I'm actually actively pushing it down into the mat. That helps to open my hip flexor, engage my glutes and hamstrings on that leg. This leg, in opposition, is trying to stretch towards my nose. Feel free to add any wiggles with the foot, bending the knee. All right. This is my leg that gives me trouble in the hips. You'll notice right away I've gone into a modified position. This helps prevent the hip snapping, which happens for me on my left side. One more time. No one's perfect, not even a Pilates instructor. All right, one more stretch. And let's bring in both knees, arms out east to west, and we'll do some gentle spine twisting. So allowing the knees to drop and just look to the left. And let's use that core to lift the legs through the center, and we'll drop them to the other side and looking to the right. And we'll bring them back to center. Okay. Let's help ourselves up. Going into the spine stretch forward. Reach the arms forward. Inhale, exhale, round, scooping that belly. Stacking up tall, taller, and tallest. And sitting up tall. Just two more. Sitting up tall, taller, tallest. One more time. Let's go into the saw. So take those legs a little bit wider than the mat, making sure that as we twist, there's no movement through those hips. We twist to the right and we saw. 3, 2, 1. Float through that center, saw. 3, 2, 1. I'm still lifting and trying to scoop that belly back. 3, 2, 1. One more time each side. 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's come on to our stomachs. So I'll set this here. And you're going to make a pillow with your hands and rest your forehead onto your hands. The legs are active and reaching away, and you want to press that pubic bone into the mat just to activate your seat. We're going to begin with just some very gentle upper back strengthening work. So these are exercises that I felt comfortable doing a week after birth just to start getting that extension back. Keeping the hands down. Let's inhale, lift, and then exhale, lower. And lift, and lower. Draw the shoulders down. So as you can see, it's a very small range of motion. If you want to take it to the next level, let's bring one hand up. Make sure you keep the work in that upper back. So I'm engaging my legs, drawing my belly up, exhaling to lift. Keeping it small. Switch which palm is on top and try that other arm. So we're really concentrating on engaging your glutes, gently drawing the belly off the mat and trying to keep that work in the upper back. Now, if you're a little further along postpartum and you want to take it to the next level, both hands up and off the mat and lower. All right. This is also an exercise that I started doing more recently. So not immediately post-birth, but a couple of weeks, as long as you're feeling up to it. So we're going to lift those arms up like so, and then lower it down. So I'm in this goalpost position. Hug the glutes, lift, and down. Let's lift one more time. We're going to hold that position. Let's try reaching the arms overhead and then pull them down. So I'm pretending I'm pulling down a lat bar here. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. Squeeze. Squeeze. 4 more here. 3, 2, and 1. Let everything relax, and let's push back into a counter stretch. Really crawl those fingertips away, stretching out your back. Nicely done. Coming to all fours. Let's do our cat-cow, draw that belly in. And then inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. One more. Find that flat back position. From here, this is where we're going to use our hand weights. And actually, I guess you only really need one for this. So we'll have that nearby. We're going to do the exercise first without the hand weights, and then we'll add the hand weights. So you want to find your neutral spine. Hug that belly to your spine. And let's reach that right arm forward and down. Exhale, hug belly to spine. Reach the other arm forward. And then release. Again. Let's check in with the legs. Hug belly to spine. Reach that leg back. This whole time, I'm pretending like I'm balancing something on my back. So I'm not trying to shift my weight. I'm trying to keep it still. And you'll feel those abs working. Let's try opposite arm and leg. Maintaining that nice still back. Maybe you're balancing a glass of water on your back. Or maybe a little bit less dramatic. I've heard of the thought of balancing a lemon on the small of your back. Maybe that's a little bit easier to think of. All right, let's grab that hand weight. We'll keep it in our right hand. So we're going to reach opposite arm and leg up. So we should feel those back extensors working. From here, let's tap down, lift up. Hug belly to spine. One more time. Hold this position. Change that weight so it's vertical. Take it out and reach it forward. Out and reach it forward. Out and reach it forward. Out. Reach one more time. Reach, and we'll place it down. Let's do the other side right away. Neutral spine. Make sure that this wrist is over your shoulder. I just caught myself leaning back a little bit. Here we go. Long and strong. One more. Flip the direction of the weight out to the side and in. One more time. And let it rest. I think that deserves coming off those wrists. If you have wrist issues during your pregnancy and even afterwards, definitely take breaks. The more you practice the weight bearing on the wrist, the stronger that they will become. Unless you have a condition, you've developed carpal tunnel or something that needs the attention of your doctor. All right, coming back to all fours, I'd like to get in a little bit of side bending here, and then we'll finish with some push-ups. Let's do a tail wag, one of my favorite exercises. So keeping that knee down, let's lift that ankle up. We're gonna wag that tail and peer over our shoulder, looking at our foot, and then the other way. This is actually great to do while you're still pregnant, and perfect to do after pregnancy, because an all fours position is a nice safe position for movement of the spine and engaging those abs. And it feels really good. It's a fun thing to do if you are doing tummy time with your little one and you're on the floor already. Do a couple of cat-cows, do a couple of opposite arm and leg reaches, do your tail wag, all really great things to work on. Okay, from here, I'm going into my push-ups. So I'm going to take my hands so that they are pinky width, or the pinkies are at the edge of the mat. Chest presses for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come off those wrists. And you are finished.